Child Month, I want people to let the children feel more embraced and more confident about their self and how they look and how they may express.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. All month long we've been celebrating our children, their need for love and protection, and your responsibility to get involved. Talking about getting involved, I'm your host Adrian Atkins, and today I have a special co-host with me. Her name is Abigail Roberts and she joins me in recognition of Child Month. Hello Abigail, thank you so much for being here with me. Better yet, thank you so much for inviting me.
Adrian, the pleasure is all mine.
Indeed. This week's edition of Jamaica Magazine comes to you from the grounds of
St. Richard's Primary School. Excellence our goal.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
From way out long. Dash them comb in a rubbish bin. Char them up with my teeth. Walk make comb no save my life in a misery every time I see it. Me never found no relationship with comb. I'm done with the baby pink one. Comb give people authority for scoop up my head all tight with big red ribbon. The amount of pain when comb make me feel. The plastic one them not broke. Them pin with every nut a straight after them pop out on my blood. Comb and my mother, them a peas in a pod. Every twist and turn, she and comb launch and attack. Conk! 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 Bien! Not to mention the whole heap of slap. Nobody asks how we come to war so. I say, she nasty. Come. Of a pig, glass or plastic with tail or tail free. Come is a upside down far from hell. Come here, to torture me.
For this month's Child's Month really emphasizes children feeling safe and protected, and this is certainly something that we want children to experience while they're at school. You know, schools have their challenges, but we really have been trying to encourage the students as well to interact in a way that creates safety and also to encourage the students, you know, the parents and students to be safe. And one of the things that we've been doing is we've been having parent seminars. These seminars really serve to empower parents so that they can care for the children better, because the children are in the parents' care. So that's one of the things that we've really tried to emphasize for Child's Month.
In this next feature, we promote parental involvement.
Millennium Kids, we love, care, and protect our children, and we're always getting involved in their day-to-day lives, in their day-to-day activities. How we do so is that we will not attack them with questions, but try to build a conversation in which we can relate to whatever they are going through. Sometimes they might just come to the office, which is very regular, with various challenges. And when they come, I always provide that support. The teachers do as well. Sometimes they might just need a hug. Sometimes they might just need just to let them feel special. Sometimes it's just to give them extra lunch money or extra lunch or a snack or so forth. Just to let them know that we are here and they can confide in us and they can just come to us for anything at all.
The early childhood students at their age level, they are very playful and they love to touch each other and to do different things. So there are many times when they will have conflicts in the classroom amongst themselves. So what I will do, I will ensure that I listen to each child's problem or concern, and then I will know how to deal with the situation.
For the bigger students, we realized that isolation is one of them. They tend to shy away from speaking to their peers or to persons at home. So us as teachers, we normally identify that situation where we pull closer to them in one, asking them questions, be playful to them, and also have that bond where it is okay for them to come to us as teachers and speak to us. We have students get angrily very easy. So therefore, when we realize that, we would observe them. After observing them, we will ensure that we put things in play. We instill in them to be loving, caring, sharing, and also to be respectful to their peers. Not only their peers, to their teachers. We are very attentive to what they say, what they do, and we listen to them.
We never asked to enter this life. We knew nothing of misery and strife. You brought us here on your own, so please don't leave us alone.
What Child's Month means to me. It means basically to educate society on the needs of children and how to protect them.
What Child's Month means to me is that children can learn more about who they are and what they can become.
And I believe that Child's Month is a great way to celebrate our children and encourage them to do anything that they can, because children are the way to our future. And I advise all parents to keep on encouraging their children to push for their dreams and encourage them to never give up, because if they keep trying, they will achieve anything they put their mind to.
What I think parents should do is to give their children show love and spend family time with them.
Parents, I advise you to talk to your kids, not bad, but just very good.
On Get the Facts this week, we're going to be sitting with the Development Bank of Jamaica to discuss their innovation grant funding that is available.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. If you operate a medium-sized business with innovative products, services, and processes, then this program is for you. For the next few minutes, we will tell you about the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ's Innovation Grant Fund, and how to access this financing to grow your business. It's one of the products being offered through the DBJ's Boosting Innovation, Growth, and Entrepreneurship Ecosystems, Big E for short, project. That's their project. The program is now taking applications for Cohort 3 in 2 new areas: climate change and women-owned or led businesses. Providing more information is Project Manager Chris Brown. Welcome again to the program, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, sir.
Let's jump in. Let's jump right in. So the IGF, the Innovation Grant Fund, is now in its 3rd year. The cohorts are per year.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. So we're now in its 3rd year, and I'm very curious about what sort of improvements, what iterations have happened over the last 3 years.
Right. So the first change that we really made is initially you had to be in business for a minimum of 5 years to be able to access the fund. We've now dropped that to 3 years. We recognize that there are younger firms who are medium-sized firms, and those are the ones that are innovating.
Yeah.
So we've allowed them 3 years or more to be able to apply to the program.
But still the same financial bracketing.
That's correct. So a medium size that we're utilizing is between 75 million annual revenue and 250 million annual revenue. So those are the 2 criteria for you to be able to access the fund.
Right, right. You've said medium size about 3 times. I'm realizing now I probably should define it again.
Right.
What's medium sized business?
Right. So medium sized business is based on the amount of annual revenue earned for the business. It's according to the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce's definition. Their definition is if you're a medium-sized firm, you have to earn between 75 million and 450 million. That's the band. Our product is really focused on, let's say, half of that, so between 75 and 250.
250. Right. So it's not a numbers thing, not how many people you have in the business.
No. It's the revenue. The revenue.
Correct. Got you. So cohort 3, you're focusing on climate change and women-owned or led businesses. I have to ask, why the specific focus?
Right. So let me say first that all businesses who meet the criteria, as I mentioned, minimum of 3 years, earn between 75 and 250, can apply
to IGF.
To this cohort 3.
Okay.
It's not only for women-owned businesses or those related to climate. We, however, have a special window because we're trying to encourage more persons in those 2 focus areas to apply.
Okay.
And what we've done is we've dropped the annual revenue requirement to 30 million. So a women-owned business who earns 30 million can now apply to IGF. A company that is doing some type of climate mitigation or adaptation can apply to, and earns 30 million, can apply to IGF.
Wait, so let me see if I get this straight. Normal bracketing, 75 to 250.
Correct.
Women-owned or led / climate change has 30.
Correct.
To the 250.
That's correct. That's
correct.
Got it. So to answer your question, why we're focusing on that? Well, as we can see what happens in the world related to droughts, climate change, these things affect agriculture, our regular life in business. So we're really trying to get businesses to consider that and consider solutions, innovations that can address some of those needs.
Right.
So that's a key focus for us as a bank, and we're using this product to try and drive that. Another area of focus for us is the promotion or increasing the participation of women businesses in activities. So we want to see our women-owned businesses grow. Very often from the studies that we have, they tend to remain in a particular bracket, small for the most part. We're really trying to get them out of that bracket into medium, and once they get into medium, we really want to encourage them to get to large. Right. So this is, an incentive, an area, an initiative for us to try and drive that particular change.
Understood. So how can such a business access the grant?
Right.
What does it take? What process? Are there any deadlines?
Right. So the window is open. It opened early April, late April, and it closes on the 2nd of June. So we have our website, Think Big E, 2e's.com.
Right.
And on it, from you look on it, you'll see the Innovation Grant Fund, or IGF, and there's an Apply Now button. All of it is digital.
Yeah.
You know, papers, forms that you have to fill out and submit.
Nice, nice.
You apply online. There are a couple of questions that we'll ask you. It is a two-stage process. So initially, we want to see a concept for what your project is about.
That's from the business owner.
That's correct.
Okay.
So the business owner would tell us what their innovative project is. And innovation is some new product or service, or a new way to do an existing product or service, or some type of new business model that
Right.
is involved in it.
Okay.
Once they submit that concept note, which is online, we'll evaluate it. The best concept notes will invite them to submit a more wholesome, full proposal, which has more details.
Can I just jump in right here? You said the best concept notes. There's not a limit to how many you'll accept?
No, right now we're looking for as many as we can find.
Possible. Okay.
I would say like the last iteration, we got about 25. 15 of them were really good, so we invited those 15 to submit.
Got it, right. Got it.
So once you submit your full proposal, we'll again go through an evaluation process to pick the good projects that we would fund.
Okay, okay. We have discussed the revenue measures. We have discussed the types of businesses, and we're going to go to our break now, but we're going to come back and discuss any other eligibility criteria. So don't go anywhere. We're talking about the IGF grant. Please stay with us. It's very important for business operators to know this information, and there is more right after this short break. Welcome back to Get the Facts. We are continuing our conversation with Chris Brown, Project Manager for the Big E program at the DBJ. Now, Sir Brown, we had spoken about the criteria, and those were the laid out criteria, revenue and, of course,
years in business.
Years in business.
Right.
But what is the DBJ looking for? You've said innovation a lot. Is there a specific type of innovation?
Right. So I'll probably just mention, we have, as I said, we're focusing on women-owned businesses and climate adaptation, mitigation. I'd probably just want to give thoughts around what in climate we would want to see. So,
and these aren't hard and fast?
No, just ideas as to things that we would want to look for. Okay. People can come with a lot of other things. We would encourage that, right? So first question you asked me was why climate? And let's say drought is something that we've been experiencing a lot recently. A lot has to do with climate change. Right. So if companies out there have ways or ideas or innovations on how drought can be managed, or water management, efficient use of water for agriculture, for example, those are some areas that we would want to see projects coming out of. Right. Other areas that come to mind would be energy management, or use of, whether it's energy conservation, use of renewable energy, but not just buying solar panels and putting on your roof, but finding innovative, new ways on how to manage that.
COVID taught us a few lessons, eh?
Correct. Yeah. And then probably, let's say, fuel management, whether that's with fossil fuels, with cars or factories, better ways to utilize fuels. And I guess it's management of waste or your resources. Okay. Those are the type of things that ultimately contribute to climate issues. So we really want to encourage projects in those areas.
Right. There's a pretty heavy emphasis on things that will absolutely benefit Jamaica in terms of managing our own resources.
Exactly.
So, okay. Now, it might sound a little intimidating, I can imagine. Especially that first part, we have to submit the concept, make sure it's glorious. Is there any support that business owners get with that?
Right. So once any business that passes the concept note phase, so we've vetted it and it is an innovative idea.
Right.
We provide you with support. We have a pool of consultants that can help you to write your proposals to submit to us. You can say it is a free cost we provide, a service we provide, because we will pay the consultants on their behalf to provide them with this type of support. And those consultants will help them to write the projects so it doesn't feel as intimidating to them. Help them to scope it out, work with them, help them to write it. Many instances, write it for them.
Okay, but you have to know your own concept.
Exactly.
You have started that, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so there is support from the DBJ. I know that's always been a watchword with the DBJ. We help,
exactly.
Right? So I'm curious about the successes of this program to date. We're in cohort 3. What's it look like?
So we have 12 projects, businesses that we've supported across cohort 1 and 2. It's really 6 in cohort 1, 6 in cohort 2. The cohort 2 projects are still in implementation as we speak. So I can speak about the successes of cohort 1.
All right.
So cohort 1, we had a company that was making baby food puree as their innovation. So first in the Caribbean, using organic inputs to make that.
Right.
We had projects related to education, online education, and finding innovative ways to use internet for classrooms. And we understand 2020 to 2022 COVID showed us that was a gap in Jamaica. So they definitely did some stuff. And overall, the portfolio, I can mention 2 things. We measure success based on the growth in revenue of the companies and the growth in employment.
Right.
So as a group, all 6 companies together grew their revenue by 43%. So let's say they started at revenue of 75 million. They've grown it by 43% over the period at the end of the project.
Nice.
Employment also went up by about 40%. I think it was more 39, but let's say 40% in employment. So for every 10 employees, they had 4 more.
Right.
And so those are 2 main metrics that we used to measure success and saw that they did well in this first cohort that we did. I'm expecting that the second cohort will do better.
Right.
And even this third cohort, we're encouraging people to apply to even do better than the second one.
Seeing those percentages go up. It's interesting what you said, because the businesses are improving, which means that service to Jamaica is improving, which means DBJ's invaluable service has... That's an interesting synergy. It's an interesting synergy. What's the future of this? What's on the horizon?
So we have approximately 300 million Jamaican left. We want to support as many companies as we can. What we didn't mention is the actual value of the grants. Right?
Okay.
So 20 million Jamaican dollars is what people can get a grant from IGF to do their innovations. Previously, I think when I was here, it was 15, so we increased that.
Is it up to 20 or 20?
Up to 20. So if you need 11, you can get 11, but you can get up to 20.
All right.
And we plan to support as many companies as we can with the remaining resources that we have. So that's really the future for this. Over the next 2 years, we want to use that money as efficiently as possible. If we can do it in a year, we will be happy, right? So we're encouraging as many people as possible to really apply to this program.
Understood. I don't know if you're hearing what I'm hearing, but it sounds like there is space for you. Sir Brown, we have spent most of our time, almost all of our time, and we want to use the next few minutes very judiciously, and I want to give them entirely to you. There are business owners, innovators, women-led businesses, climate change innovators watching this program right now. I just want to take the last few seconds of this program and speak directly to them on behalf of the IGF program.
All right, thanks. So as DBJ, we are really here to help and support entrepreneurship and innovation. And we want to encourage all business owners who meet this criteria, who really want to demonstrate that Jamaica is a place of creative, innovative people, and we can find ways to use that creativity to be productive and earn for the country economically. So we really want to encourage you to apply. As I mentioned, thinkbige.com. The Innovation Grant Fund is open. It closes on the 2nd of June. And we want as many people who qualify to really apply and make a change in the country.
Thank you for that. And it's coming out Big E's main objective to grow Jamaica and grow business through business in Jamaica.
That's correct.
I know that's not your tagline, but that's how I'm summarizing.
It sounds good.
It sounds good. Okay. So remember to visit the DBJ's website, dbankjm.com or thinkbiggie.com for more information. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest has been Chris Brown, Project Manager for the Big E program at the DBJ. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Take good care.
In this current compensation review, the government directed the Transformation Implementation Unit, the TIU, which is responsible for the compensation review, to evaluate the job of a minister and member of parliament. This was a cabinet decision taken and instructions issued by the cabinet secretary to the TIU. So long before these calls that are emerging about job descriptions for ministers and we, using a systematic, objective, scientific approach, did the job descriptions for MPs and for ministers. The same tool that we developed to assess the jobs of public sector workers, that same tool was used to assess the job of the minister and the member of parliament. And this is, well-established methodology, looking at the skill level that they bring, looking at what the job requires, looking at the time that it requires. There are all kinds of elements and markers in determining how you put together a job description. And this is the most objective determination that has been done in the 50 years since we have been wrestling with how we should pay our parliamentarians.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica. Original.
We've come to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Thank you so much for watching. To re-watch this offering or other content like this, visit our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of all of us here at the JIS, thank you so much, Abigail, for being my beautiful co-host today.
Adrian, you're very much welcome.
Indeed, and we say...
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.